All right. So, welcome. I am really excited. Um, Sorry about that. I'm really excited about the card we're making today. Um, I saw these little vellum doilies. They're not very expensive, and you can do so much with them. So, I was very excited about these doilies that we have. So, I said, we've got to do a card with these lovely square doilies. So, you saw that this is the card that we're making. Now, interestingly, when I made this card, I used this doily, and you'll see it has sparkly on the back of the doily itself because I used that and I reused it when I made the little thing. That's why I have a little bit of color that you see here. And I thought, oh, that was a happy accident. So I gave you guys an extra doily. So you don't have to do that. But if you wanted to do that, you can. All right. Because these are very versatile. So the first thing we did is, and I did this for you, is I ran it through the Lace 3D embossing folder, la 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 la, and came out with this wonderful embossed thing. So on this, you're just going to set that to the side. All right. So you're going to use our little square. This is what we're working on. So basically, it's just a couple pieces. This, it gets mounted, and we put our doily on top. So the colors that you ladies have, I am using, I have chosen to use Blackberry Bliss, Cajun Craze. So Blackberry Bliss, Cajun Craze, and I think I'm using, Daffodil Delight, because I wanted something that was kind of fallish. But can you imagine how pretty this could look if you guys were using blues or any other colors? So I can't wait when we're done to see your cards and see what you have picked. All right, so let's get started. And I'm going to put this down so you can see what I am doing here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my doily on my square sheet. And I am just going to lay it just so it's, just not on point, because that would be hanging over. But I'm just going to put it normal and just kind of holding it there. I'm not really worried too much. If you're really concerned about it, I guess, you could do some sort of a little tacky thing, but I found it to be fine as long as you're not pushing down, and causing it to lift like that when you work with it. So I am going to start, and this I know sounds a little bit backwards, but I am going to start with my dark color. I'm going to take a little bit off because I want to make sure it's kind of dry. And I'm going to start in the center. So as you find that you're doing yours, and you can always peek and go, oh, okay, right? Lift it and peek it. I found I needed to do a little bit darker than what I originally thought. And some of that is, excuse me, some of that is because it takes a little bit to push it down into the doily. Okay. You can see that. Then I'm going to take, that's my darker color. You can do this with a dark color, a medium color, and a light color. So now I'm going to kind of overlap a little bit where the other was, and I'm going into my Cajun Craze. Oopsie, I did something I told you not to do. And instead of coming off directly, my dark color, I went off first because I didn't want this big splotch. I wanted to be in control of it. And the splotchiness really kind of depends on your wetness of your ink pad. And I've been known to have a very wet, dark colored ink pad and regret it because then I'm kind of stuck. Okay, so once I have my middle color, I am just going to put in some of my lightest color. And one thing nice about that, if your stencil does move a little bit, it's pretty easy to kind of line that little guy back up. When I do my lighter, I'm just kind of coming out. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm coming out like little rays coming out. And that gives it a really nice effect towards the edge. It's going to have variance in color a little bit. Oops. I should not say oops so much. You guys are going to lose confidence in me. Now, sometimes you might find it easier when you're doing the outside edge to just move, pick up your whole thing and move it a little bit. And that's certainly an excellent idea. And if you go, oh my goodness, like I have a darker spot here and lighter over here. But you know what? I love this variance. It's going to create such a nice effect. Now I'm going to come back in and I might just add just a little bit, punch some color, a little more there. And then I could peek at what I have. So you can see, as I'm holding this up, you can see that I have a variance of color. Now, you'll see something else. Can you all see my boo-boo I made? Raise your hand if you see my boo-boo. Do y'all see a boo-boo? Okay, you're looking like you don't. Do you see where it got a little bit underneath here? Yeah, Sandy found it. So you see where it got a little bit under here, but does it look bad? No, no, that's what I love about this technique. It is so beautiful. And then look what you've got. You have this secondary beautiful doily that is now colored that you can do on another project if you wanted, and you could just keep this without. But for today, we're going to put it on. And this is the part that when I said to use a, to use a little bit of glue, I love liquid glue. And when I'm going to put this doily on, I am only going to put glue kind of where I had my Blackberry Bliss, my darker color only, because I want this to kind of float just a little bit. I don't want everything to be flat. I want it to have that lacy look. So I just put a few little daubs on it. And then now I'm going to line it up. Put my little fingers on it. And I have it like this. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Now, you'll notice on the original card that I made, you will notice that there is a black little gem in the center. And I think, tell me, nod your heads yes, that I gave you a black little gem, right? Okay, good. They don't come that way. The black little gems actually come clear. But one thing about our Stampin' Blends or any alcohol blender or a Sharpie for that matter is you can color these really easily. So I am just going to take my pen. I'm not taking it off of this. I'm just leaving it on. And if you know you're making a project and you have a bunch of gems or whatever that you want to do and you're watching your favorite show on Netflix or whatever, go ahead and just make a bunch of them up and just leave them sitting on there until they're ready for you to use. So I'm going to come back. Uh-oh. You know what I did not do, ladies? I did not stick this on my mat. Oh, that's a real bad thing. That was just, I told you I'm a little bit off today. I don't know what my problem is. Okay, so just kind of eyeball it, pop it down. And now, now I am going to put it on my card, which I don't want to forget to do before I finish it off with that cute little bauble that's just sitting here waiting to get stuck to something it doesn't belong on. Okay. So I'm just going to put a few dimensionals. Normally I cut these in half, but this is what I have handy. So take those off. It's funny all the static that these things get, isn't it? Okay. And then I am just going to kind of figure out what side that I want. I kind of like where it's darker down along this edge. So I want that. And I'm going to see how much of my lace, where I want it to show. I kind of want that line up there. So I'm going to put it about right here. And now I'm going to pop on my cute little embellishment to finish my card. I might curl these up just a little bit because I want to have it looking nice. And this is my quick lace, my quickly made lace little card that I absolutely love. So if you were doing Christmas cards, you could do a snowflake background, use blues. Again, you don't even have to use the doily on this card. It looks really pretty without. So that is our first card for this month. I'm going to stop the recording and you guys can unmute yourself and we'll just finish up what we're doing.